Yo, so another part of the article is he's like, kids don't go to boxing matches as part of their community, and that's what I'm saying about the only way to grow the sport. And obviously, I ain't give it zero thought except right now, but I think is putting it back in school. Because remember, like, you go to the football games, you go to the pep rallies. Like, that's what being a teenager is about, like being around your high school friends. So if boxing isn't part of school, you are the one that is now not going to the pep rallies, not going to the games. You out of the loop. You ain't in the car no more. So they gotta make it a school activity, man. Imagine varsity jackets. I would have loved the varsity jacket.
So USA Boxing is part of the amateur program. They would literally have to talk with the Board of Education, and I'm pretty sure in Washington or whatever, the highest power may be, in order for them to implement that into the schools. And
dude, the way you do it is by self-defense. You go into the crime rate. You get your mayor to go into the crime rate and bring it to the schools like that. This is part of this curriculum. This is part of PE, physical education. Your gym teacher must be a certified boxing coach. You must do a certain amount of hours, because at the end of the day, how many little kids getting beat up anyway? How big and bad is bullying these days?
Yeah, but as optimistic as that sounds, and it sounds good, especially for me, I'm a boxing fan, but you got to also take into account that people don't want to promote quote-unquote violence in the schools. There's enough bullying going around and stuff like that. So it's like arguments could be made that you can defend. Hold on. Arguments could be made that you can defend yourself, but at the same time, there's no really way for the educational system to have the information on hand to make the decision and say, okay, well, most of the students are going to learn discipline. They're going to learn control. They're going to learn to defend themselves so other bullies can't bully themselves. It just doesn't work like that. So, it has to be, I think, implemented in a way where it's like a special program, in the beginning. You're going to have certain types of educational attributes as a student, maybe attendance records.
Because
there has to be some type of requirement.
How many hold-ons you get, my nigga? You gonna have to let people jump in the conversation with you.
There are requirements for student athletes, though. A certain grade point average. They have to attend class a certain amount. Like baseball players, go through it. Football players go through it. Like, there is a cost to being a student athlete. That's the word I was looking for.
Absolutely. When you're in college and even high school, you got to have a certain GPA. I get it. Some requirements will be needed, but a special program, I think that is alienating. And you got to remember that boxing is a blue-collar sport. So there can't be too many restrictions because it was already a sport for the people. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just saying, Doomy said, I'm a boxing fan, so I'm optimistic about it. And I just think if it gets implemented as part of the curriculum in physical education, we're starting early. You can get the same way I watch movies of like a high school that is falling apart and, the students lack discipline and they got some old coach that went to the NBA and did okay in some fucking state I never heard of and turns the team around. That's all I'm saying. So, like, why can't we get a fucking Jermaine Teller or whoever else a Chop Corley? There's definitely fighters out here. There's a couple
of names out there.
There's definitely fighters out here that could do with a annual teacher salary for a gym teacher.
Damn, what a great boxing idea. Instructor. Wow. I never thought of that. You're absolutely right.
So listen, one last thing. I know I was long-winded. He spoke about discipline. Bro, I was put in karate when I was at the age that I'm saying let's implement this into school. That's why you bring in the professional instructor. for the discipline, because he's right. Not everyone is going to be disciplined, but those are the people that get ejected from the program. Those are the people that are going to be sad when they see, Doomy wearing his varsity jacket because he got four knockouts or some shit. You know what I mean? But if we don't start fantasizing basketball, basketball, look at me, because that's the fucking problem. If we don't start fantasizing boxing and giving kids incentives like jackets, something. Floyd might need to start. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Floyd, but guys like Floyd and Tyson, they might need to start hitting up auditoriums, man. Doing them talks, them inspirational talks, and kind of recruiting.
My only worry is that, the one thing that football has received negatively, and I mean this as a whole, from being available in the schools and at the youngest of ages, is that it's put it on the crash course with really evaluating head injuries and CTE. Football has been attacked aggressively for years. Right or wrong, and that's fine. I agree with you 100%. But I think that if somebody who is, an activist and really gets blinded by what they're doing sometimes and only focuses on what are the repercussions of CTE or the repercussion of CTE, they start fighting the cause no matter what, and they start trying to put and then you're going to see boxing on the forefront of Time Magazine with people who are trying to shut it down, and you're going to see people protesting in Congress, and it just turns it into a shitstorm. That's the only thing I would hope doesn't happen. But
as far as the CTE
I'm still
goes,
optimistic.
As far as the CTE goes and the head injuries, that shit ain't going nowhere, champ. We all know it. Football is one of the biggest businesses in America, and it ain't going nowhere. Don't matter how many kids get hurt. That's why they are doing what I'm saying we need to do. That's why there's Pop Warner football. You could be 5 and 6 and 7 getting hit in the head in Pop Warner. Then you go to elementary. Wait a minute. Then you go to elementary and play for your elementary school. Then you go to high school, play for your high school, college, and then NFL. So, man, we need to do the same thing. Let me tell you, the reason those sports are thriving is because there's business in them. If we put boxing in schools, hopefully, because I'm just dreaming here, but hopefully, when Westside plays Barringer, there's 20,000 kids in the I don't even know how many kids are in school these days, right? But that's the only way you're going to build it. The same way that these teams are playing, these other school teams are playing each other. You got to build these champions right from high school.